Attack on Titan is a masterful piece of art that aims to send a unique message. It's a story that dives into our greatest fears, our flawed nature, and our comprehension of life and freedom. The story opens on Shiganshina, a city surrounded by massive walls that isolate it from the outside world, and the people inside live in fear of what lies on the other side, unable to experience the wonders of the earth. Those at the top benefit from this. By keeping people ignorant and controlled by their fear, they can keep their comfortable lives. It's in our nature to fear what we don't understand, and only those who are brave enough seek the knowledge that lies on the other side. But their world is a world where curiosity has become a crime, and the thought of a life outside the walls is for those who are willing to throw their life away. A kid frustrated with living this cruel life. He's tired of living in fear, feeling powerless. Soon enough, Eren witnesses what it's really like to be powerless as the Titans attack Shiganshina. He watches as his mom is trapped underneath the rubble, unable to do anything for her, but watch as she gets closer to her demise. And now, he has nothing to do but fight to avenge his mother. It's clear that Eren is a victim of trauma which reshaped itself into uncontrollable rage. As soon as Eren gains his power, people immediately see him as the enemy, even if he had done nothing but help them. At that moment, he realizes that no matter what he does, these people will always see him as a Titan, just a monster. Even though Eren has gained the power to kill the Titans, he still finds himself powerless whenever the people he cares about need him the most. He watches the Levi squad get picked off one by one as he scours away in fear. It's not until he meets the Titan that killed his mom for one more time when he feels utterly powerless. He watches Hannes suffer the same fate as his mom, and once more he can do nothing but watch. All of this sends Eren down the spiral of questioning why he was chosen to bear this power. Why him? All he does is put the lives of those he cares about in danger. Mikasa, Armin, and the entire Survey Corps have put all their hope and faith in Eren. During his kidnapping, Lord Rice reveals the truth behind his power. Maybe he isn't special. Just his father's mistake. Maybe he's really just an idiot with power. A kid fueled by rage who knows nothing but to kill or be killed. It's not until the moment he learns the truth of this world where he realizes that the world that he and Armin had imagined is nothing but a fantasy. The freedom he had sought was built on an idealistic view of the world, opposite to what really awaited him outside the island. A world full of oppression, hatred, and wars. It started becoming clear that the real enemy weren't the Titans, but were the humans who fought amongst themselves. As his father's memories were revealed to him, he understood that the life of an Eldian is one of suffering and oppression, where they have nothing to do but accept this label they were given. Maybe there wasn't a wall keeping the Eldians from being free, but were the walls of oppression that killed Grisha's sister, a young girl robbed of her freedom just because she wanted to see the world. The Titans weren't the enemies, but the victims of a mass genocide. When Eren's future was revealed to him, he tried to fight the inevitable, but he realized that he was never meant to win. He had to become the villain of his own story. As he pushes Grisha to kill the Rice family, leads a Titan towards his own mother, and betrays Zeke, Eren has embraced the role of the villain in his own story. The Colossal Titans began moving, destroying everything and everyone that came in their way, all in the hope of giving his friends a better life, one without oppression and a constant war to defend their right to live, even if he had to turn them against him, even if it came at the cost of everyone he cared about. Maybe he couldn't be free of this horrifying future, but he could help everyone else live the life they've always dreamt of. He has one final conversation with everyone to explain that there was no other way. Maybe he can't show the world that he isn't a monster, but his friends would understand. He lives the life he always wanted with Mikasa, one where he ran away from the Marleyans and abandoned everyone he knew. But if we take a look back, we understand why this life would be worse for everyone else. Even though Eren and Mikasa could be happy, it came at the cost of everyone else. It meant that the Eldians would keep this cycle going on for centuries, and his friends would live their lives running away, knowing that they had to see their friends die for nothing. What was it all worth if it meant escaping from one hell and going into another? We also get to watch Eren and Armin have one last conversation, where Eren explains everything he did. During this conversation, one thing becomes apparent, and that's how different Eren and Armin are. As Eren explains why he had no choice but to kill everyone, Armin still wanted to save everyone through peace, making Armin's punch much more meaningful. After Armin's punch, Eren breaks down, showing how much he sacrificed by giving into his destiny. The life he could have had with Mikasa, the world he always dreamt of seeing, and the people he had to lose, all in the hope of freeing his people from their cruel fates, where they have to accept themselves as the demons who bring pain and suffering. Armin and Eren end their conversation with one final hug, where they look forward to the day they meet again. After this conversation, I understood that Eren didn't change between season 3 and 4. However, it was just a case of a man who had lost hope in living the life he wanted. Nothing has meaning to him anymore, and there's nothing to lose, so this story will always continue without him. And the story ends with Mikasa freeing Eren from his suffering, as he looks into her eyes for one last time. Why? Why did Eren do all of this? What was it all for? In my opinion, Eren never did any of this for himself. It was him trying to free his friends in the only way he could. Even if Eren's death didn't help humanity, it did help his friends experience their own perception of freedom. It's clear that this show wanted to display how humans can be the enemies of their own story, each one controlled by something. Even if Eren thinks that he did this for himself, it's clear that his friends got to live the life they wanted because of what he did. After the show concluded, many still question if Eren was right or wrong, if they were Team Mikasa and Armin or Team Eren. But I think that this misses the point of the show. Attack on Titan wanted to mirror the real world through fiction, and it was really good at keeping this conflict of who's right and wrong going on right until the very end. As the show progressed, it wasn't as simple as humans v Titans anymore, but it was a show that wanted to dive deeper into humans' destructive nature. Whenever people ask who was in the right, the conversation gets tricky, as I think that this show's characters lie in a moral gray area, where you can understand why each and every one of them did what they did, but it still doesn't make them good people. How do we even know who are the good people? Maybe being a good person doesn't mean doing the righteous thing all the time, but it might be being the best person you can to the people you care about. To wrap this video up, I think that maybe we can't find the peace that Eren envisioned, but it's through the small things we cherish doing that we learn how to forget about the world and just enjoy the moment.